Hello, this is Revd James Hutchings, and it never ceases to amaze me how flexible and various are the things that go on at St Mary's Church here in Barnes. We are looking forward, this is now on Friday the 13th, I'm speaking, to the annual charity ball that is taking place this evening. So the church has been transformed with palm trees and looking forward to salsa dancing and the theme of Havana Nights. And then on Saturday, we have a wedding, lots of weddings at the moment, which is such a joy for us as we catch up after many that were postponed during lockdown. And then on Sunday afternoon, Fish, our local charity Fish, supporting the independence of older people in our community, are having their annual open gardens, and there's going to be a tea in the church garden on Sunday afternoon. So many different things are going to be happening. I'm going away tomorrow, in fact, for the start of a pilgrimage walk, which some of you will have heard of, called the Camino Walk in Spain. I'm just doing the first little part of it, first 4 or 5 days of that. And so the services on Sunday are going to be taken variously at 8 o'clock by Judith Roberts and at 10 o'clock by Bishop Richard Harries. And then in the evening at 6 o'clock, our service of evensong is taken by Geoffrey Barnett. And I look forward to reporting back on that walk and the experience of it, particularly as we're doing the rather uphill part in the foothills of the Pyrenees. I hope to come back fitter, having done much of the Christian Aid 300,000 Steps challenge that some of us are trying to achieve at the moment, and with some reflections on that experience of a mini pilgrimage. Thinking though on this Sunday, and let's focus in on the readings that we're going to be having this Sunday. In Acts, we continue to hear about the early church, and the reading this week is about how Peter has the revelation that God's good news in Jesus Christ is not just for the people of Israel, it is for all people. And then in the Gospel reading, we hear about the heart of that good news of Jesus. So I'm just going to read the Gospel reading for Sunday. It's from John chapter 13, beginning at verse 31. Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man has been glorified, and God has been glorified in him. If God has been glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and will glorify him at once. Little children, I am with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and as I said to the Jews, so now I say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, that if you have love for one another." Well, that's some words that Jesus said at his Last Supper with his friends. He talks about the glory of God and how the glory of God will be glorified in him, in a sense saying that all of the fulfillment and wonder of the divine we can see in the face and the person of Jesus Christ. This is Jesus' final words before he goes to the suffering of the cross, before the resurrection. It was the opportunity in other circumstances, other contexts, for a kind of battle cry. But what is the heart of that battle cry? It is not a call to arms, it is a call to that fundamental gift of loving one another. Jesus exemplifies how this should be done through the act of washing his disciples' feet, being the servant, not the master. And so he asks you and me to demonstrate that love one for another, and that if we claim to be followers of his, then that should be evident through that love we have one for another. And what greater message could there be in such a troubled world that we face at the moment than living out that love as Jesus has asked us to do. So I'm just going to give the collect for the special prayer for this Sunday in a moment. Then just looking ahead, this is the start of Christian Aid Week. So I do pray that you will reflect and give what you can to the vital work of Christian Aid around the world through the fundraising this week. Then looking to the following Sunday, the 22nd of May, just to look ahead there, it's what we call Rogation Sunday, and traditionally Rogation Sunday is when the boundaries of the each parish in the country, you would beat the bounds, which was a way of just establishing what that actual area of the parish was. Well, we don't need to do that nowadays, but it is an opportunity for us to have a lovely walk around the parish boundaries of St Mary's, and also to reflect on the wonderful environment that we're given here by God as we continue to give priority to the environment here at St Mary's. Our service at 10 o'clock will, after communion, we will, weather permitting, go out into the church garden to conclude our service in the garden next Sunday. Also on next Sunday, the 22nd, it's the Vineyard Lunch, which is a lunch that, along with other churches across the borough, we hold from time to time for those who are homeless or in other forms of need. That will be taking place in Kitson Hall, and there is a call out for assistance with that. So do please look at our weekly news, both about the Vineyard Lunch and all the other activities that I've mentioned, and many other things that are coming up over the next few weeks. So if that sounds a little bit breathless, let's pause for a moment and come to our special prayer for this Sunday. This is the alternative collect that I'm going to be using. Risen Christ, your wounds declare your love for the world and the wonder of your risen life. Give us compassion and courage to risk ourselves for those we serve, to the glory of God the Father. Amen.